By the end of this video, I'm going to get you to lock in and ultimately change your life. So how do you go about doing this? Well, step zero, you need to set your why. You need to set your purpose. You need to set your goal and direction. If you have no why, you're going to fail. So right now, looking at my own life, I am prioritizing money. Right now, that is the goal, that is the why, that is the purpose. And now we need to peel it back, because just being motivated about money, just having that intuition that, hey, I need to make more money, that's not going to get you out of the rut. That's not going to get you, actually taking action. So what's going to get you taking action is continuing to ask yourself why. Why do you want to make money? Well, I want to make money to not have to go to school and to support myself. Okay. Well, pull that even back. Why are you trying to support yourself? Well, because I don't want to depend on anyone. Okay, why don't I want to depend on anyone? I don't want to depend on anyone because I want to be free. Okay, now that's a much better why, freedom. And you can even go higher than that, which I'd say you should go. You can say, okay, why do you want to be free? Well, because I want to have the freedom of choice and to actually leave an impact on this world. And I want to be remembered as one of the greatest humans alive, right? You kind of need that arrogance and brashness. Now that you have your why, and this might take some time for you, right? I did it pretty fast, but hopefully you can figure it out. Step one is to meditate. I know it's like, what? Like, this is a video about locking in. Why are you talking about this weird hippie meditation? But secretly, the reason why you can't lock in is not because you don't have a genius idea. It's not that you don't have the right connections. It's simply that you're not mindful. It's simply that you do not meditate. And all meditation really is just focusing on, for example, your breath. And then when you lose focus on that breath, is to simply bring your mind back to that breath. That's all you're doing. And really the results are very fast. I know people say like, oh dude, meditation takes years or months or whatever. No, it's very fast. You'll honestly see it, and you'll just be mindful. Like, for example, in my life, I remember the first or second day I started to meditate. I remember I meditated for like 1 minute, like nothing, right? That's fine though. And then I went on my computer to watch a YouTube video, and then I just thought to myself, I was like, why am I doing this? Why am I watching a YouTube video when this isn't helping my future? This isn't serving my purpose. And that's the biggest thing that mindfulness will help you with, is simply just giving you clarity of thought, because you don't go on social media, you know, you don't go on social media, you don't play video games, you don't eat junk food in a state of rationality, right? So this is an even bigger idea, where it's like you need such a big why, such something that will bring the emotion out of you to combat this other emotion, which is to watch social media and consume all of this dopaminergic content. So step two, you now need to actually delete the apps, get the blockers, get all of that stuff. It works. Don't listen to anyone else who's telling you that it doesn't work. It absolutely does work, and you simply just delete those apps. So how I have it set up is all of the social media apps I do have are on grayscale mode. My phone is on grayscale mode, and that really helps you just get, honestly, like, desensitized to social media in a way where you're not going to use it anymore. And this is really a big thing, because if we can simply make using social media less fun, that's actually going to combat the urge quite a bit. And this really goes into YouTube, for me at least, because the thumbnails are actually very, they elicit this primal response within you to click on the video, like all these colors and stuff. Like, you don't even need like a crazy thumbnail where it's like a pretty girl or something. No, simply just a thumbnail with a bunch of vibrant colors. It is that simple. And your brain, your amygdala, or I don't know what it is, but your brain just notices these colors and like, dude, I need to click on this. Right? So if you can make your YouTube grayscale, I'm not saying you need to necessarily delete the apps, but if you can set up these little things to hack your brain, to trick your brain, it's going to actually do an insane amount of work against these social media companies, which is insane to me. And more importantly, the bigger idea is to create a healthy use of social media. And how you're going to do that is kind of goes into our next step. But how I do it personally in my life is just simply setting, after this time, so let's just say 9:30 p.m., I can use YouTube. But I do this kind of on purpose, because it's the end of the day and I'm already a bit tired. And more importantly, my bedtime is pretty close there, around 10:15 to 10:22 p.m., right? So remember, we're not here to, kill social media or anything like that. Well, although some of you might want to, because when you understand the effects it just has on your brain, it's honestly terrible. But really, the big idea is simply to drastically reduce your usage of social media and to use it in a positive manner. Because let's just say if you use social media for like 30 minutes a day or for your business, it's really not that bad. Right now, I'm just trying to get rid of that chunk in that day that you just waste like 2 hours just watching shorts or something. And I honestly still can't believe I did that. And I hope you can join me on this journey, right? And that goes into the bigger thing is that you need to join me on the Monk Mode Challenge. It is day 11, and I have not. I'm sticking to my habit tracker. I'm not watching the brain rot content past before 9:30 p.m. And honestly, these last couple of days, like I've had the urge here, and I've definitely dealt with the withdrawals, but I don't really feel the need to watch YouTube and stuff like that. Definitely feel the withdrawals a bit though. Step 3, let's get into it. Routine. That it is that simple. If you can create a routine for you where you have a bunch of good habits in it, well then that's gonna save you. Really, it's that simple. It's like we used how we had it in America. I don't know where you're from, but we had something called a class schedule, right? And it would say first period go to math, second period go to English, third period go to art, whatever. That is genuinely one of the best things that has ever come out of the school system. I know a lot of the school system gets hate, and I definitely share that opinion, and I actually think that's one of the greatest things about the school system, really. And you should also have a habit tracker, and you simply just need to write down what the habits you want to do every single day are, and then do those habits. And if you don't mark it out on the little paper. I'll do a tutorial eventually. Step 4, deal with the relapses and withdrawal symptoms, I guess. So if you're trying to quit anything, you're going to want to go back eventually. Okay, you're not this perfect guy. I like to think I am. I honestly like to think I am, and I'm facing, the need to go back. Honestly, I've been trying to quit social media for years now. Really, it's been kind of this unintentional thing, but this last year, I'd say it really has been much more intentional, and I've gone back so many times. And I think the best mindset regarding this is the drastically reduced mindset. You just want to drastically reduce social media consumption. It's not like you're going to be perfect, but imagine in a year from now if you have gone from 8 hours to 4 hours. Hey, I'm not saying that's good, or it's still not very good, right? But you've decreased your social media consumption by 50%. Right now, you could use those 4 hours to, start a business, build the body, help your parents, whatever you want to do. That's 4 hours back to you, right? Time is important here, not freaking scrolling on social media, right? And more importantly, what's going to happen is when you fail, you're going to feel terrible about yourself. Everyone does. But what you have to do is honestly have this weird delusion that you just forget. You forget that you failed and you just keep moving forward. You're like, okay, yeah, I failed, and then go for it. That's really the best mindset. You just forget and we're like, hey, okay, tomorrow I'm just gonna act like it's, I'm still following my habit tracker, I'm still following my schedule, I'm still keeping to my why, even if I fail. That's just how it goes. And seriously, if you have a big enough why, right, step freaking 0, if you have a big enough why, you're not gonna quit, especially if you add like an extra layer of accountability. Honestly, what people should start doing is just write in my comments like, okay, this was day 0, and I did this, and this. And then day 1, reply. And then day 2, reply. Day 3, reply. And hey, maybe we can start a community or something. Step 5 is really the easiest one. It's just to continue. It's never to lose sight of the goal, because at the end of the day, you're doing this for yourself. You're not doing this for anyone else. And when you do this for yourself, you're actually going to help the people around you, right? Because you realize how much better life can be without overutilizing social media, and you really reclaim your life. That is the best statement regarding quitting social media and really any bad habit. So I want you to quit, and I hope this helped. Do it for your future self. See you later.